Hey guys, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Blazingly Fast Workflow Series. In previous episode, we have checked Alfred, which made our searches faster. Today, we are focusing on Hammerspoon, from using which we'll do some automations around your macOS. So, without further ado, let's get to it. So, today we are going to check Hammerspoon, right? So, let's go to the website itself and check how we can download it, right? So here we are on the download section. Installation is pretty basic. You can just download the zip file, install it, pretty basic stuff, right? Or you can use brew install Hammerspoon command, right? This command to install Hammerspoon using brew. If you're using Mac and you're not using brew, then what are you doing, guys? Start using brew. It's a must-have. Okay, let me start showing you the keystrokes as well so that it will become easy for us to check things. Keystroke should be shown at the top, right? Now, what is Hammerspoon? Hammerspoon is an automation tool from which we can just automate some of the macOS thing, right? And basically it offers us, it's kind of a bridge between operating system and Lua scripting engine, right? So if you know Lua language, then you can just start using it, write some code, and then you should do all the automations quite easily, right? So to learn Lua, there's actually a website called Learn X in Y Minutes, right? This link is already in the description. You can check that. This link is already in the description. You can check there. From this website, you can just simply learn if else, for loop, quite easy stuff. It's pretty basic, but anyways, I'm going to explain you that today. Some small with some small examples, right? This website Learn X in Y Minutes is quite good, so that's why I key binding. So that's why I have key binding. So let me type JavaScript. I can go to JavaScript documentation. I can do CSS. I can do TypeScript. I can do Java, not Java, and then I can just learn all these languages quite easily. This website is quite good, right? So you can check that out. Let me close that. So now once you install it, right? So once you install it, let me show you. So once you install it, you will see a hammer-like symbol at the top here on your menu bar at the top, right? From there, you can just reload the configuration, whatever we have. We'll talk about that configuration. But for now, just think of it as a reloading, right? Reload functionality. Open configuration will open that configuration in your editor. Console. This console is quite useful for debugging. We'll check that as well. And basically from here as well, you can just reload the configuration. Pretty basic. Then preferences is quite normal. Just make sure that you have that launch Hammerspoon at login checked, so that you don't have to manually start Hammerspoon every time you start your Mac, right? So once you are done with the setup, once your application is installed, now what you can do is how to use it, right? How do I use it? So then basically in your root directory, you need to create this .hammerspoon folder if you don't have it, and create a init.lua file, right? Basically it will be an empty file, and I'll show you like how you can use this, right? So once you have created that, there's a section getting started, right? So let's click on that. What is that? So here you will see you have a lot of options and basic examples from what you can do with Hammerspoon, right? For example, you can control your Spotify, iTunes. You can control your Wi-Fi events. You can do some window resizing stuff, and some like lot of other things, right? Send iMessages, SMS, or email even, right? If you search on YouTube, you will find a lot of the videos that regarding this window resizing only. So in today's stream, I'll teach you how to use this Hammerspoon tool properly, and then basically I'll show you that window resizing as well, right? And how we can use this to leverage or make our workflow even more faster or even more easier, right? So yep. So let's get to it, right? So let's open our terminal, right? And then go to Hammerspoon. Actually, I already have Hammerspoon installed, right? So that's why I have some configurations. I'll explain you that as well. For now, just ignore these 3 lines, right? I'll move it to the left side, go to the browser, move it to the left side, right? Let's take the hello world example. If I go to hello world, let's copy this, paste it here, right? Now, let me explain you what is that, right? I hope you can see that. I'll make a little bit bigger font size. Then HS is Hammerspoon global object, which will be available for you, right? Available for you to use. Then hotkeys. So what you're doing is you're binding a hotkey. What you're binding? You're binding a command alter control, sorry, plus W. Whenever you type this combination of the keys, you should see alert. Pretty basic, right? So let's save it and go to that Hammerspoon symbol and then reload the configuration. Now, once you have reloaded this configuration, you can use that shortcut and press W. So you can see here, hello world is printed, and in the keystrokes, you can see that whatever I'm typing, right? So I can do it multiple times, right? Pretty basic. Now, what if you want to do some notifications? Let's copy that. Let's paste it here, save it, reload this configuration, right? And then type the same thing. Now you should see the Hammerspoon notification there, right? So let me type it again. You see that Hammerspoon notification came here, right? Multiple notifications are coming, and that is because of this key binding, right? So this is you will see a lot of examples, right? And the explanation how they work actually. You can check that in your free time. Let me show you because we are now playing Spotify, right? So let's check what we have for Spotify. So Spotify play, display track information. Okay, let's do this. So instead of this, let me run this command hs.spotify.play, right? And then instead of this, let me use space, right? Space key. So let's save it and reload this configuration. Once I have reloaded it, right, let me open Spotify so that you guys can see it, right? Let me pause it. So now that Spotify music is paused, right? Now what I can do is I can press Control Alter Command and then space. Now you see that that song started playing, right? What if I want to play the next song, and maybe for this I'll use, or let's do it this way, right? Let's keep it space here and create another key binding which replace with N, and then here we can just go to the next one, right? And maybe here I think it will be not good key binding, but just to demonstrate, if I type shift, right, and then let's use that same, so it will use previous, right? So I hope you can see that I have saved it, right? Now let's reload this configuration. Now whenever I'm typing Control Alter Command space, right, music will play, right? If music is stopped, let me stop it. Let me start it now, right? Music started now. Let me go to the next track. Yeah, you can see here the next track is running. Go to the next one. Let's use 4 keys and then go to the previous one, right? Now it is playing the same current one. Now it went to the previous one, childhood games, right? So you can see here, like we can interact with a lot of applications. We can do a lot of modifications. So here, sky is the limit, right? So you can do a lot of things here. So let me check which medium. Let's use this. Okay, let's keep this playing, right? So you understood, right? So how we can let me revert these changes. Let me make it bigger, right? So you understand, right? How to use that, how to create your own key bindings, and how to interact with multiple applications. You can simply check this documentation. Documentation link is already in the description. You can check there. Go to this table of content. You will see a lot of things there. Now, how do I know that Spotify things, right? So there is a section called API documentation. If you go there, you will see everything which is available to you that you can use to modify your workflow, modify things on your own, right? So maybe you can interact with the with your camera. You can interact with the different approaches of drawing in Hammerspoon, right? Console you can access, dialogues you can access. You can tap on to multiple events. Actually, we are using that. So whenever I'm typing any keyboard shortcuts, any keyboard key, right? So this event gets fired, and then we can just hook into it, and then we can just do a lot of other stuff and modify things and call to some other events or send some other key, right? So here, sky is the limit, right? We can modify, we can contract the iTunes. We can change the layout, menu bar, messages, network, Wi-Fi. Even you can connect with Wi-Fi. So a lot of things. Sky is the limit here, right? So now we understood how we can learn Lua, how we can install Hammerspoon, how we can quickly check the key bindings, and how we can set those things, where to find all the API available for us, right? So that all this part we have checked till now. Let's move to the things where we want to focus on our workflow and make our life easy there, right? So for that, let me go to the terminal. Let me make it bigger. So you see here we have 3 lines: window, shortcuts, and control escape. I'll talk about each thing one by one. So let's talk about windows. So if I go to window.lua, right? So this is a small script which I have written, right? So basically what it does is, so I have binded some keyboard shortcuts like shift command, right? Whenever I'm typing shift command and then H, it moves that window or resizes that window to the left side. Same thing goes for L, so it will move to the right side. So basically I can do a lot of things. Yeah, right. I can do this quickly, right? Super powerful. Now what I can, so the next key binding is Command Shift C, which actually centers that currently selected application. So if I do this, then basically what I can do is I'll close this. So basically I create some screen, what I show. Okay, I have some snippet of code, right? Which maybe a trick or anything that I can display here. I can put it in the center, this window, and then I can just take a screenshot. So and putting some margin, and I can just directly share it with people on Twitter or LinkedIn, right? So this way actually I send all these tips and tricks on different multiple social media platforms, right? So which is quite handy. Control Shift F. You have seen me a lot of the times doing that, but now you know how I'm doing that, right? So Command Shift F, full screen, right? Any application you can do full screen. So before 2 days, actually, I use multiple monitors, right? So I was thinking that what if, is there any way how I can like move this application? Like here you see I'm using Kitty Terminal, so it doesn't have that title bar, so I cannot drag and drop easily. I have to click outside and then drag, right? You see here it is not possible right now. So I wanted to make sure that whenever I'm focusing on any application, I want to move to the different monitor, right? So for that, what I did is I just quickly Googled, right, and understand and took code from here and there and understood the code, and then basically just with these 3 lines, I was able to achieve it, right? So whenever I'm pressing Control Alt Command plus N, Then what it does is it focuses on the current selected window. It gets this current screen or monitor, which where I am right now. It moves that, but before moving, it actually resizes that to match, because I have multiple monitors which has different resolutions, right? So it automatically fits that currently selected window, same like whatever I'm seeing right now in the current monitor, and then sends to the next monitor. So for now, like I can just type command Control Alter Command N, and then what? Reload this configuration. Now you see it went to the different monitor, and now I can go back to the this monitor. And to prove you that, let me focus on OBS, and then I can show you that whatever is going on right now, right? For the streaming. So this is how I can just quickly move my applications from one monitor to another monitor, and sky is the limit here, right? So whatever you feel that is difficult, you can just automate those things. Now also, like whenever you do control tab, right? So you see that applications coming. Actually, it is coming on different monitor right now, but you can see that, right? Command tab, and then you can just see the list of applications running. So instead of that, what I do is I just use this H and L so that I can focus on different applications. So right now it quickly focuses on the application behind this when I press H, and then application which is on the right side using L, right? Left and right actually, so not behind, left and right. So this is quite also handy. So this is that window. Let's go to Hammerspoon init, right? So basically pretty good stuff, right? So I can just resize window, and I can move window here and there in multiple monitors, and I don't have to worry about resizing it again, right? So because those resolutions are different. Now shortcuts, please pay attention to it. It is really 2-3 lines of code, but it will make your life much more easy, right? So let me go to shortcuts, right? So here you see this is the actual function which I'm running, right? What it does is the function name is open app. It accepts multiple application names. It accepts as an array. You can think of it as an array. In Lua language, it is called tables, right? Then what I do is I just return simply a function which has a loop, right? It basically loops through all the names. It checks if that application is launched, then it will try to focus on that application. If that application is not launched, it will try to launch that application. And if that is successful, then it simply stops for further execution or further loops, right? So how I'm using it. So here you see here I have few key bindings, Command Shift T, S, D, W, P. Let me open all these applications so that I'll show you quickly the demo, right? So I'm opening a lot of applications. You can see here it is still starting, right? Now what if I want to go to Kitty? I'm already on Kitty, right? What if I want to go to the Slack, right? Command Shift S. I'm on Slack. Thanks. Discord, Brave browser, right? Or terminal again. Slack, T, W, D, T, S, W. Pretty neat, right? Pretty fast. I can just quickly go to any application just with few keystrokes, and once you start using it, after 2-3 days, it will become like it will fit in your subconscious mind, and you will never think actually. So like for example, if I want to go to Discord, now I don't know where that Discord is. Here it is. Brave browser, terminal, Slack, Discord, Brave, terminal. You got the idea, right? Now here you see the interesting part, right? So here I'm passing in Lua language, arrays are represented with the curly braces, right? So those curly braces, simply think of it as an array only. So here I'm passing 2 applications, IntelliJ IDEA and WebStorm, right? So what happens is when this function gets invoked, we receive these 2 names. It will try to find that IntelliJ IDEA first, right? On my office machine, I use IntelliJ IDEA. I mostly work with Java, Spring Boot applications right now. So that's why I'm using IntelliJ there, right? But on my personal machine, I'm using WebStorm, right? So what happens is, because I don't have installed IntelliJ IDEA on my personal machine, this check will fail, right? It will again loop through for the next. It will go for the next round. It will check for WebStorm this time, and because WebStorm is already installed, right? So if that WebStorm is already open, it will just focus on that. If that WebStorm is not there, then it will launch, right? Basically, simple is that, right? Really pretty simple application. But you see here, we have a lot of flexibility right now. So on my office machine, I can press Command Shift M. It will open Teams there, but on my personal machine, it opens Spotify. On my office machine, I can open Google Chrome, but on my personal machine, I can open Brave browser. Basically, think of it as a priority. So if that application is present, then open that and stop it. If that application is not there, then open Brave browser, and then if that application is still not there, so on and so forth, right? So you can do that way. So this is quite helpful. Just 6-7 lines of code. This actually is this link of all these scripts is already in the description on my dot files, so you can check that. Yeah. So that is the opening that applications. Let me close those applications. So what I'll do is Command Shift S, Slack, Command Q to close, Command Shift D, Discord, Command Q to close, Command Shift B to browser, Command Q to close, right? What we were running now. Okay. Command Shift W to WebStorm and close that, right? Pretty neat, right? Pretty easily we can do that. So I highly recommend you use this, right? It is already in the description. Let's go to the next thing, Hammerspoon in it. So here, let me go to Hammerspoon, right, website. So get started. I think it should be here. Okay. So here you see in this link, you will see a lot of Hammerspoon spoons. I know it is weird, but simply think of it as extensions or plugins. So in Hammerspoon world, all the extensions and plugins are called spoons. Okay. Weird is, but it's weird, but yeah, fine. So think of it as applications which someone has already written. Someone has already written those scripts, and you can simply use those scripts to in your setup, right? So there are a lot of, and like from here I can just get the brew info. I can just use Cherry, clipboard tool. I think you should use Mackie for that. If you haven't checked it, check the previous video, you will understand why Mackie. Countdown timer, eject menu, a lot of already a lot of things already people have created, right? So those actually you can use in your workflow. So the greatest hack of all time from last 7-8 years, I'm binding my CapsLock key to escape. Okay, even I was using Windows machine. There I was doing some registry modification, and then I could easily create that like modify that CapsLock to key escape key, right? But and for that actually I was using like just simple keyboard shortcuts like keyboard and modify keys, right, on Mac, and then I can just use that same thing, registry key thing on the Windows machine, right? But 2-3 months back, I saw a tweet from Caleb Porzio. If you don't know, he is creator of Livewire, right, and Alpine.js as well. So I saw his tweet, and he was actually using CapsLock. Like whenever we tap on CapsLock, right, so it acts as an escape key, and whenever he holds that CapsLock and press another key, then it acts as a control key, right? And it actually blew my mind, right? So I was really excited to how I can do that. So I quickly checked this tool called Carabiner. I don't know what is that, but yeah, this tool. So this tool is quite powerful for you to modify the things or like do some customization on your keyboard layout, right? So this tool is actually quite powerful. But before 2 days, I was preparing for this stream, and I was checking a lot of things, right? So then I understood that what if I can do the same thing in the Hammerspoon so that I don't have to use Carabiner now, right? Like imagine, right, one less application to load, right, on the startup, right? So for that, let me go to my dot files. Here in the commit section, this link is actually in the description, so you can check that dot files and you can take whatever you want. Okay, so I removed this carabiner elements from my cask, right, brew installation, and I tried to do it with CapsLock, to be honest, but CapsLock, it was not working. So I searched on the internet and found this control escape, right? So I used that script, did some small modification, and basically after that I just required that file. And now what I can do is whenever I press control, I tap on control, then that control will actually change to like it will act as a escape key. But when I press and hold it, then it will act as a normal control key. So basically this is the program for that. And to show you how I was doing in the carabiner, if you are interested, if I go to the carabiner, here we have complex modifications, this one. So here you see caps lock, tap to, and control when held, right? So when I'm tapping on caps, it acts as an escape, and this is the complex modification I was using before. But now I have removed it. I'm using this, right? But now I'm still using control, right? So you can imagine that I have to tilt that my hand to press control, which is not awesome, which I don't like. So then I went to keyboard, right? Keyboard settings, and then I go to modifier keys, and now I'm mapping my caps lock to control, right? And by doing that, basically I have the same functionality, right? So whenever I'm pressing caps lock, I'm tapping the caps lock, it is acting as an escape. But when I'm holding it and pressing another key with that combination, it acts as a control key. So let me show you quickly. So if I right now I'm pressing caps, okay, you will see control there, but I'm pressing caps. So caps P, now it is acting as a control P, right? You can see that modal came, right? I can search any file. But if I just tap on caps, now it is acting as a escape key, which is quite powerful, right? And same idea, right? There is already there in the out like there is already there open source, right, that I can use and leverage. Why to redevelop the same thing, right? So I just loaded that spoon. Spoon means just a plugin that I loaded that spoon, and then I just modified this keyboard settings. I just documented it so that after 6 months when I came back, right, so I should be able to understand what I did there to make it work, right? So I think you should be quite familiar now with this Hammerspoon tool, right? So let me give you a quick recap. So to install this Hammerspoon, you can go to the download section, or you should use, I highly recommend you should use Brew to install it. Create this empty file init.lua, play with this getting started section. You can see a lot of the things. I have provided all my dot files configurations already in the description. This Hammerspoon link I have already pasted in the description. You can check what are all these windows and shortcuts are there. You can modify it according to you, your taste and your wishes, right? I removed this carabiner, which is again 1+, right? So one less application when I'm starting this Mac, right? So plus, right, which is good. And this is how you can use this Hammerspoon. Now here sky is the limit, right? So you can do a lot of things here. Sky is the limit, right? I'll give you one idea. So what people do is whenever, like, people are crazy, right? So what they do is, like for example, let's say this laptop I took on my office, right? So based on location, based on my current location, what this laptop will do is it will automatically use all the office settings and like use all these office settings and all these things, right? And if I came back from the office and came to my home, right? So based on my current location, it will automatically change all these settings to my personal settings, right? Which is quite awesome to do. But yeah, this is actually too much. But yeah, this is also possible. People are doing it, right? So here actually, if you see in the examples itself, you can send SMSs, you can control applications, you can run Apple script, you can hook into Wi-Fi events, USB events, window resizing that we checked, right? Easy. So yeah, so this is how you can use Alfred. Sorry, I'm still in Alfred mode. I think you should check that video now. This is how you can use Hammerspoon. Make sure you use that tool. You try to leverage it to make your life easy. And if you're using anything which is repetitive, right, and it is taking a little bit of time, you can save some time there with some few keystrokes, right? I think you should definitely do it, right? So this is in a nutshell how Hammerspoon works for me. Let me know in the comments how you are going to use it, how you are planning it. Reach out to me on Twitter, LinkedIn. I use these two platforms only, so you can reach out to me there and ask me anything if you want. If you want to know anything, right, or if you have anything to share, right, let me know. Yeah, that's it for now. See you in the next one.